Okay, hi everybody. Welcome to another edition of Learning SEO with Ignite Visibility. My name is John Lincoln, and today I'm going to walk you through a topic that I've wanted to cover for a really long time. It's site structure. So if you don't know what site structure is, it's basically the way that you set up your website so that everything is segmented properly, okay? So a typical site structure could include your service pages, your information pages, your location pages, and potentially your blog pages, right? So if we think of our website in buckets, it can be really helpful for a number of reasons. One, it can help us set up templates correctly for conversion rate optimization so that we know that these specific pages are set up in a way that they convert for the goal that they've been created for. Two, it can help quite a bit for SEO because we know what keywords to associate with what segment of our website, and we can continue building out lists. And three, it's just a great way to kind of wrap your head around a site and kind of rationalize, what is my website really about? And I'd like to start off with an analogy. So you wouldn't build a house without creating plans first, right? So that's what a site structure allows you to do. So before you even build a website, before you even think about creating all of these pages and building out, the future of the site and laying out the future of the site, you really need to know what your structure is going to look like, right? So with a house, for example, you might have set this up. So these are your location pages, these are your service pages, these are your blog pages, and these are your information pages or even your forum, right? And based off of that, you can figure out how you're going to structure and build out the site. This can play into your URL structure, your optimization, and all of those important things for SEO. So an example of this at the most basic form would be basically where you come up with a keyword, for example, home for sale, and then add on another deviation of that, okay? When I say deviation, I mean another level, right? So you could be home for sale in the United States, right? Home for sale, United States, California. Home for sale, United States, California, San Diego County, right? Home for sale, United States, San Diego County, San Diego City, right? Home for sale, right? California, all the way down to the zip code level. So you can just keep going down and down and down. And what happens is you come up with longer and longer tail keywords until eventually you have a niche optimization. Now, this doesn't only work on the location level. It can work in a lot of different industries, right? And you've probably seen that on e-commerce sites. So as you drill down more and more each level, it refines the products that are in there until eventually you get to an area where you find the information that you're looking for. So Google looks at it the same way. They look at the keywords associated with those levels the same way and can rank those pages for some really niche terms that can be really profitable. So when it comes to kind of like the general idea of site structure, you're usually going to start with your top level and then create a second level, a third level, fourth. You can go all the way down to 7, 8 levels in some cases for really niche sites. But you need to be careful that you don't create too thin of content. If you create really thin content, that can get you in trouble with Panda. Google will take a look at that and they'll think, oh, these pages aren't even valuable at all because they're so niche. So the most important thing to think about for an e-commerce site is, do the products in the category change enough, right? So when you're going down from one level to the next, do they scale down and change, right? And get rid of some inventory? Do they scale down and change and get rid of some inventory? Does it look unique enough from page to page inside of the categorization so that it makes sense to have that optimization? If not a lot of things change, then really all you've got is some optimization around some duplicate content. And as most SEOs know, duplicate content doesn't rank well inside of Google. Now for lead generation, in a lot of cases, you just need to create supporting text, right? And you want to make sure that you create that text in a way so that it's going to be, valuable for the user, so that it's going to continue to serve the main purpose of that keyword, right? And then always keep in mind the difference between category versus landing pages. In lead generation, in most cases, it's going to be more of a landing page focus, right? E-commerce, it's going to be more of a categorization, right? So there's different ways to do those types of optimization. Now let's look at an example site structure, okay? So this would be an example for a dental website, okay? So what we've done here is we've broken it out so that you've got a dental optimization. It goes down one level to country. It goes down another level to state, to city, and to zip code, right? So when you get all the way to the end here, you're optimized for a dentist in, for example, San Diego, California, 92115, right? Nice hyper-local search. Now, the only way that you can do that is if you have something to show on that page. So you either need to have a great piece of content that makes sense, right? Or you need to have a way that your categorization basically shows dentists in that specific region. If you don't have dentists in that specific region, that page isn't going to rank very well. Okay? Another example segment here, and underlined in orange, these are all the segments that I've put here, are types of dentists, right? So different types would be cosmetic or family. Now you could also potentially do a location optimization for these too, right? So cosmetic dentist in the United States, cosmetic dentist, California, cosmetic dentist in San Diego, cosmetic dentist, San Diego, California, 92115. Now, what you want to think about when you're creating these pages is there value for the user? Is there potential search traffic for that? Are people actually going to be Googling for cosmetic dentist in California, right? In some cases they may, in some cases they may not. You've also got dental technology. This would be another great bucket, right? So the different types of technology that people could potentially be searching for, right? This might be consumers, but also might be B2B, right? It all depends on the purpose of the website. Also, dental problems, that would be a great flow. So gingivitis, for example. And then another good segment would be by person. So child, kids, infants, right? So child dentist inside of San Diego, California, for example, could be a way that you could do a location optimization for this. Or another thing you could do is you could take this by person optimization, and underneath your infants area, you could write an article about sippy cups, right? So that would be an example of more of a kind of like lead generation information page play with your site structure. And again, the type of content that you create for the site structure all depends on the purpose of the website. Also, dental services, emergency dentist, teeth whitening, right? Emergency dentist, San Diego, California. Emergency dentist for kids, San Diego, California, right? So you can continue building this out, but only if it makes sense for your user. And one final example would be for insurance types, right? So you could have PPO versus HMO or dental plans, for example, underneath this bucket. But what you would do is you take all this and then you create the combinations that make the most sense, and you create as many terms as possible inside of your keyword segment, right, in order to create a site structure that you're able to build out. So this is a little bit of information about site structure. It's actually a really complicated topic. There's a lot to it, kind of hard to learn initially, but if you know your industry really well, then you're gonna know what keywords fall into what buckets and what content you can create around that based off of the purpose of your website. So I hope this was interesting to you. Hope you have a great day, and I can't wait to see you for the next video.